Hey there, my friend. My name is Matt with Infinite Power Coaching. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video to see, as I said, why mindset isn't the key to it all and what you really need to do to really create lasting change in your life. So in this video, I'm going to go over really what's going on, what you've been trying to do, and why you haven't gotten to the root cause of it all. And then the video below, okay, is going to give you a simple exercise that you can do that if you're consistent with it over the next 30 days, you're going to see some changes take place, okay? So let's start here. Like, why is it mindset the end all be all? Everyone talks about it. If you're watching this, you're an entrepreneur, you're a person doing a lot of personal development, and you hear about mindset, abundance mindset, scarcity mindset. It's all about your mindset. Well, I'm gonna ask you this: if mindset was really the key to it all, one, would you be watching this video? Two, wouldn't you have what you want in your life? Three, and wouldn't the world be a very different place? Think about it. If mindset's everything and everything is all about mindset, look at our world, especially we're at right now with countries and conflict and everyone's lives. Like, if mindset was really the key, life would be a hell of a lot different, to say the least, right? So what is it? What the truth to it is that your mindset, it's the start, it's the door. You have to have a different mindset, obviously, to start looking at things in a different way and to be open to doing things different, to do different, to be different, right? So it's the door, but it's not going to, bring the change you want. And not only that, I'll say this too as well, okay? You, as a person, or I should say as a being, we humans are energy. All right, everything's energy. People agree with it, right? So your energy, can't you use that to your advantage in some way and somehow? And you can, and you're doing it right now. It's that you've been creating unconsciously. Okay, so you as a being are more than just your mind. This is why mindset is not, it's not the end all be all. Your mind is one body that you have, energetically speaking. Right? So there's your physical body. Nothing's really physical, but for right now, here's your physical body. You have your emotional body, then you have your mental body, then you have the universe, which is your body. So it's all emanating from you. So the problem with society and where we're at currently is that we're all focused on the mind, and we're ignoring everything else. On top of that, too, to take it a step further, I want to keep this simple. You actually have, in terms of consciousness, right? You have there's your self-conscious brain that thinks is in charge, right? Then there's the unconscious, or what some people call the subconscious, and then you have superconscious. That's always been with you before you were born and everything else. Okay, so you have a lot more to you, a lot more available to you. That one, you just now learned that you have. Two, a lot more power and energy that you have. Hence why it's called infinite power, right? And when you're just working with your mind, your mindset, you're working with like not even a full percentage of your power. It's sick, and this is one reason why you could put so much effort into everything, because you're working with like less than 1% of all your power. It would be a nice comparison that was told to me is only using your mindset, your mind to like try and battle it out with what we call life and universe would be looking at a pyramid, right? At the very top of the pyramid is like the very top, the peak it's like less than 1%, and then from there it just expands out and goes on infinitely. It's so huge. You're that pyramid, and right now instead of using the entire structure, entire building of the pyramid, you're using this much power, right? So there's that. Okay. The other thing too is about the mind is that, like I said earlier, your self-conscious self. That's a part of you that says, "Hey, I want this, I want that, I don't like this, I don't like that." It's the one that is telling the ship, right? This is where we want to go. However, your unconscious mind is the one really running the ship. And the thing is, you've probably heard this, like, how do I access my conscious mind? How it changes, what do I do, right? It's because your unconscious mind is cut off from you, hidden from you by you. Why? So you can have this experience of being a human being and this experience called life. I won't go on that right now, but just keep it simple. So, the unconscious mind is the one running the show. It automates a lot of things, and To take it back to when you were, a child, actually, take a step before then, before you were born, believe it or not, when you were in the womb with your mom, you and her were one. You did not know whose thoughts were which. You didn't know if your thoughts were yours were thinking or she was thinking them, the emotions you felt. Oh yeah, you inherited way more from your parents than just like your looks and personality. Your mother, even if she was the best mom on planet Earth, right? Even had thoughts and feelings like, oh God, I got this child, what do I do? How am I going to raise this kid? That's fear. And then you learn one of the first 5 lessons of hell, which I won't go into right now, is that it's not okay to be, meaning you're not safe. That's one. Then you're born. When you're first born, you have no control over anything. You're not consciously aware of what the hell's going on. You just know that you need to be by your mother. You need to be safe. You need to be fed. You shit your pants. You can't do anything. Your parents, you are completely dependent on your parents. If you ever notice that, like babies, when they're born, it takes a while. They're not. They don't even know they have legs and feet and stuff. That's why they put shit in their mouth. They're not aware of that. That's where you were. And what's in control when you are born? Not your self-conscious. The conscious mind, the self-conscious part of you doesn't come into effect until about 4 or 5 years old. So until then, guess who's running the show and keeping your ass alive? Your unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind at that time, and throughout your life, is taking in everything. What your parents say, what they do, what's happening, how you feel, who comes to you, all this stuff, making conclusions about things, beliefs about yourself, everything, because its sole purpose, its job, is to keep you safe, and if you're safe, you're alive. That's it, nothing else, no more, no less. And here's the thing. Your conscious mind will make decisions and conclusions about what you can have, what you can't have, what you cannot have in those years and beyond, and that's what keeps safe. So here's the thing: if you grew up in a household where you were abused a lot, money was tight, and all these things, you get older, right? And then you're like, hey, I want to be loved, I want to have more money and a better life. That's a self-conscious part of you. You go out there to go get it, right? But your unconscious mind is like, hold on, what are you doing? If we go out for that shit, we could die. We don't know what it's like to have more money. We could lose it. We don't know what it's like to be loved. They could love us and beat shit of us. And so what happens is it keeps you back, it pulls you back and keeps repeating the same because that's what it knows. If you survive that, it seeks that out because that's what it knows to keep you safe. Whereas if you grew up in a household where, hey, things are good, parents are loving, yeah, and there's still some things that they may have passed on you that you're not aware of. You can make the money, you can have all these things. So your conscious mind is like, okay, these are good things, we can have that. But again, it only allows you to have so much. So the key to it all, the key to creating that lasting change and truly getting what you want, is to shift your unconscious identity, or basically train your conscious mind to learn that, hey, more money is good, having a relationship is good, losing weight is good, health is good, all these things. And that's where so much of personal development falls short, because it will address everything on the outside and not what's going on here. Some things do belief in it, but belief elimination, that's part of it. But to really get to the core of it is that you have to deal with your unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind, the unconscious part of you, communicates to you through symbols and emotions. All right, and you can retrain it through you can do visualizations and getting into the emotion of what is it you want to create and all that. But there's more. Part of it is one. I'll add this to you as well. One thing to take away from this video before we do the exercise below is that you have emotions that you have not fully felt out or processed since you were a kid. One of the things you learn as a kid, a lot of us do, is that you're only allowed to express only so much of emotion. And if you're a guy watching this, you grew up and you were taught the bullshit lie of, since you're a little boy, you can cry. But for some reason, at a certain age, I think I want to say sometimes between 7 to 10, we get taught, stop crying. If you cry, you're weak. You'll get your ass beat. I'll kill you. Fuck you. You can't cry. And then we're also taught that the only time we can cry is when something bad happens, like someone gets killed, some war, and the only way that we can express ourselves is through anger. So we get like anger or being calm. Pretty limited choices. Women, a little different. But basically, for both men and women, you have unprocessed emotions, trauma that you have not dealt with. It's also coming up for you to deal with, okay? And that's coming up through your unconscious. You deal with that, things can change your life. I won't go into that right now, but you can be present with those emotions, feel them to completion, and as you do that, your behaviors change everything else because you're dealing with the unconscious mind and the little boys and the little girls that are in you that are saying, hey, look, you've grown up and moved past this. I have not. I'm still frozen in time in this place. I need to know that we're safe. I need to know that I'm loved. I'm okay. And there's a way to deal with that. Won't go into that in this video. It'll be way too long. But this is really, I'm summarizing, keeping it simple. There's more to this. And this is why, one, mindset is not everything. It's a start. Two, you haven't gotten the change you want because your unconscious mind is saying, no, we can only have X, Y, and Z, and anything else beyond that means we'll die. That's where it all comes down to. So, hope this helps. On the next video, I'll give you a simple exercise you can do. Very easy to do, simple. I don't want to say easy, simple, okay? You're just going to write some stuff down every day and explain that in the video below.